Everyone, this is Keen Kodi. Now, in my previous video, I told you what feminism is, what are the terminologies related to it, and the types of feminism. So now let's go ahead with tackling a few narratives which I every time hear regarding women in general, and I want to tackle those. So firstly, I remember back in 2024 when I was in 12th, one of our lecturers on a random day was speaking to us on something in general, and in between he said us that why do we celebrate women's day, why do we respect women? So does this mean that we should respect women only on women's day, not every day? Now, this is benevolent sexism. I'll explain you how. Just a second. I'll explain you how, because firstly, this statement is not wrong. I cannot fully disagree with it. The point and the emotion and the intent behind this is not wrong. That women should be respected every day, yes. I believe you should respect women till your last breath, or how much ever time you're alive, whatever. I believe women should be respected even every second, every millisecond, whatever time exists, every time. But when you speak specifically about women's day, or the thought of saying this, that do we respect women only on women's day? One thing, this statement does not fit when you say, mm, there is a drawback when you say this. The drawback which I specifically feel could be is, this statement can be said in a society which has always been equal. You can say the statement that should we respect women only on Women's Day is a statement which you can give where the society is equal, or which has always been equal. And exactly, we have not always been an equal society, and not just in India, across world, across this planet. So understand, the basic understanding is that why Women's Day is celebrated, because women had to fight for every basic right, from the right of being born, to the right of being educated, to the right of earning, to employment, to the right of leadership, to the right of existing the way we want, to the right of our choices, consent, opinions, voices. So we have fought for every basic right. And the unfortunity is that we are still not a equal society across the world, because do not tell me that just a few countries have achieved equality, and even not all countries have equality in themselves. So that is the reason why we celebrate Women's Day, to remind us that in history we have not been kind enough to our women. We have behaved equally with the genders. We have had gender discriminations. And to also remind us that we have not yet fully achieved equality across this planet. That is the reason why we celebrate Women's Day. So the next time, the women watching this video, and even the men watching this video, if the next time you hear such blunt statements, please correct it with facts. So recently, so the second thing that I want to discuss here is that, so recently, I was going to a computer class where was doing my tally sessions, and I was doing my training on one specific day. I was doing my project. One of my batchmate, so everybody had gone. I was sitting doing my project. One of my batchmates sat next to me. She was speaking to me. I was doing my project. I was listening to her simultaneously. So somebody behind her back was maybe talking in general something, and a fact. So in between their conversation, they spoke something related to caste, and my batchmate goes ahead asking me what caste I belong to. Now, I know that So now what I did was, um, just to see what her reaction could be, I said, I don't know my caste. I don't know my caste, is what I said. And as expected, she laughed at it. And after a few days, just a few days back, I think, um, one of my female lecturers at my university uh, asked me that what caste I belonged to. So this time I didn't, of course, I know that I cannot say I don't know which caste I belong to, because say it and the next moment you are you are the joke. So when I said that I belong to a specific caste. Um, she didn't understand because again she is a North Indian. She comes from north of India. So yes, so yes, there is a bit of differences in the caste system of North India and in the caste system of South India. So she could not understand which caste I belong to. Basically, with the name of my caste, she could not make it that am I an upper caste Hindu or a lower caste Hindu. So she asked me which category does it belong to. So I went ahead saying that we belong to general OBC category. So she will, oh, okay. She didn't get her specific answer. So the expression was just, oh, okay. Did you notice something between these two incidents that I recently faced? You see, yes, we are not yet that developed society which does not care about caste, but a thing that I have been asked about my caste by women, and that is something that disappoints me every other time. Like, how? How do we even justify this? And I don't understand. And this brings me to something very, very important, that whenever you say that a certain religion, certain caste, certain creed, certain race has oppressed women historically or even oppresses today, there is somebody in the room who goes ahead saying, oh, not my religion, oh, not my caste, and often it is a woman. It is a woman defending her religion, her caste, her creed, her race. But I do not understand. Are you naive enough to not understand this, that historically there hasn't been even a single religion that has not oppressed women, or even a single caste? Every caste, every religion, every creed, every race has some or the other ways oppressed women. So if you think, so baby girl, if you are in a delusion that your religion is different, it does not oppress women, or your caste is different, it has not oppressed women, please go use Google search, use ChatGPT, use Gemini, use Perplexity, ask it, and you will get to know the reality of your religion, caste, creed, and race. So please do not think that your religion, your caste is different. It's the same. Just the way it has oppressed women can be different, or the intensity at which it has oppressed women can be different, but at the end of the day, all religions or castes have some or the other time in history oppressed women and yet continue to oppress. Then there is also a thing that, so the third point which I want to come down to is women not being into politics. I genuinely don't know what is stopping women from coming into politics, speaking about politics, having political ideologies. What is stopping you women? Please, no politics. I am not saying that um sit and study the history of politics or sit and study geopolitics for hours a day. No, I'm not saying that. But just be aware that no political party stands with women or stands against criminals of women. And more importantly, I think it's high time that women take part in every other activity around the world, and more importantly, politics. And very recent examples for that could be the Afghanistan incident, where we know that the Taliban government in Afghanistan has made it a law that men can hit their wives till their skin is torn or bone is broken, and the punishment for it is just 15 days of jail. So, if we do not want to see ourselves into that situation, we have to be involved in politics, have political opinions, have ideologies, differ with opinions, question politicians time to time. There is another thing. The fourth concept that I want to come down to is what is with women not supporting women? I genuinely want to know what is stopping women from supporting women. Religion, caste, creed, social norms, culture, tradition. Really? Why are women just not able to support women? I mean, come on. I have often seen any woman who questions cultural norms, traditional norms, or old fashioned thoughts is always judged and shamed by another women. Yes, men do shame women. I am not saying that men don't. Men do. And it men doing that still makes some sense because it is harming their benefit. But why are women not supporting women in that case? Why is it always a woman who moral polices another woman by saying that this is not good, this is not how good girls behave, this is not how women should be, this is how women should be? Why is it first a woman coming down to say a woman that you should not be doing this? At the end of the day, don't forget that it is the men and the society who oppress you and this other woman who is not being culturally good enough. You both are oppressed. Your oppressors are the same. You both are oppressed. It is just that you are okay with one form of oppression and the other one is not okay with all forms of oppression. So please, if you can't support her, then at least don't judge her or don't degrade her for doing something better for you itself. Lastly, objectification. I think we have always seen there is always a debate that I have seen women put out this debate very often that what item songs sexualize women or objectify women. Firstly, for you to come to that thought itself means that you do not watch item songs to understand them as songs. You watch it to see women being objectified. You do not watch it as a song, you watch it with the male gaze. So there is this debate, and yes, can I say something that there was a point in my life where even I used to feel that item songs sexualize women, objectify women, they should be banned. Now, you have to understand um, there are two perspectives to it at this point I can give. Firstly, if you think that what item songs objectify or sexualize women, I genuinely request you to go. Do not watch the song. Just search for the audio of that song. Listen to it. Listen to its lyrics. Try to understand its lyrics. And even if your opinion stands there that oh no, it objectifies women, then you are genuinely not not watching songs as songs. You're just watching songs to see women being objectified. It is just that you're a misogynist. You're just misogynist who wants to see women inferior or women how you want them to be shown. Because once you start looking at the lyrics, understanding the lyrics, and in what context the item songs are put, you cannot say the statement. Often look at the lyrics of item songs. They often put out a female desire. Yes, item songs often put out a female perspective or a female desire, and in my opinion, which is not wrong. Now, sometimes, yes, I do agree that in some cases we feel that yes, it is objectification of women, but you also have to understand that for whom is it being done? For the men. Who is doing that? It is done by the men. For whom it is being done? For the men. So basically, it's not the women, it's the men. So if men stop watching or stop sexualizing women, item songs will also stop being done that way. So these were very few narratives which I have covered here. There are many narratives. At this point, I may not have. But this Women's Day, as a woman, I want to pledge that no matter what, I will try not to judge another woman, to support women no matter what the situation is. And I think this Women's Day, the only thing that I believe I can be doing it is trying to be more understanding about how women are oppressed in this society and how oppressions look like, and ensuring that I am respecting and kind enough to every other woman. And happy Women's Day once again. If you liked the content, sorry, if you loved the content that I shared, my opinions, please do like, share, and comment. Subscribing is your choice. Thank you.